Hi, my name is Mohammed Sazwan bin Osman and my partner is No Hazwani binti No. Today we are from Group 8 and will be representing on three religions which Austria, Oceania and Antarctica. Australia is the small continent and one of the largest countries on Earth, lying between the Pacific and Indian Ocean in the South Hemisphere. Australia capital is Canberra, which located in the southeast between the large and more important economic and culture center of Sydney and Melbourne. Australia also has been called the oldest continent, the last of the lands, and the last frontier. This is shown that the timeline of the history of Australia from 40,000 BC until World War I. 40,000 BC, first Aborigines arrived from Southeast Asia. By 20,000 BC, they spread across the mainland and Tasmania. In 1717, Captain James Cook charted the Earth's course, claimed it for Britain, and named it New South Wales. In 1808, a Captain Arthur Phillip established a penal settlement in Sydney with 800 convicts, and the Aboriginal population numbers reached into hundreds of thousands. Into 1829, the colony of Western Australia found at Perth by Captain James Stirling. In 1836, which South Australia established with Adelaide as its capital. In 1850 series, Golden Rush led to the population boom tripling in 10 years. Chinese immigration is restricted on their entry, that they are treated very bad. It caused Aboriginal population numbers become collapse. In 1856, Austria introduced the secret ballot which named Austria ballot for election. In 1877, the first ever cricket test match between Australia and England in Melbourne. In 90 series, the Commonwealth of Austria unified on 1st January. In 1911, Canberra founded and designated as the capital. In 1914, Australia joins World War I, contributing 100,000 of troops. For the slide, a culture which is English are the top rank, followed by Austria, Irish, Scottish, and Chinese, while no religion are the highest population with over 39% compared to Catholic, Anglican, Islam, and Hinduism. The sub-regions of Austria have divided into 6 states and 2 territories, which New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, and Tasmania, while territories is Austria Capital Territory, known as ACT, and Northern Territory. The nickname of Western Australia, known as Wildflower State, which the capital was Perth, and the main economy was mineral gas and agriculture. Northern Territory, with over 246,000 population and the capital in Darwin, the main economy was public administration and community service, while South Australia, most known as the Festival State or the Wine State, with population around 1.8 million, with a capital in Adelaide, and the main economy is agriculture, mining, and manufacturing. The Sunshine State was in Queensland and the capital at Brisbane. The capital economy is mining, agriculture, tourism, and financial service. New South Wales is known as the first state, with population over 8.2 million, and the capital was in Sydney. The top main economy in New South Wales was health and social care, retail, construction, and education. Next slide is Victoria is a garden state with over 6.7 million population, and the capital was in Melbourne. The main economy is financial service, agriculture, tourism, and healthcare social. It's different to Tasmania with small population around 550,000 population and the capital in Hobart. Main economy is mining, agriculture, aquaculture, and also tourism. Australian external territories refer to the areas that are under the sovereignty of Australia but are not part of the Australian mainland or its states are territories. These territories are mostly islands scattered in Indian, Pacific and Southern Ocean. For example, Christmas Island, Crab Island, Norfolk Islands and Coco Cling Island.
As you can see, to be understanding, Climate Zone 1 in Australia has high humidity summers, warm winters. Climate Zone 2, warm humid summers with mild winters. Zone 3, hot dry summers, warm winters. Zone 4, hot dry summers, cool winters. Zone 5, warm temperature. Zone 6, mild temperature. And Zone 7, cool temperature. And the last one, Zone 8, alpine. So you could see at the picture, there is a color differentiated the temperature in the map. Australia environmental problems. The country faces issues like dust storm, tropical cyclone, and bushfire. Climate change poses a major challenge with rising temperature and lower rainfalls. Diverse environment includes ecoregion, desert, coastal areas, unique species, especially marsupials, thrive by phase treat from farming and mining. Conservation effort focus on protecting the Great Barrier Reef and forest, while ecotourism promotes attraction. Clean Up Australia Day started in 1989, encouraged community cleanups. In 2020, about 17% of the land was forested, with 97% publicly owned.
This is show the annual temperature effect of Australian environment is generally deteriorating due to a factor, including climate change. Australian climate is warming and the country is experiencing more and more severe disaster. The average annual temperature in 2024 was 1.45 Celsius, higher than the pre-industrial average. For the habitat loss, land clearing is a major cause of habitat loss and the fragmentation. In the past 2 decades, more than 77,000 square kilometers of restricted species habitat has been cleared. Invasive species are the threat of Australian coast and near-shore reef. Lost and abandoned fish nests are also a problem, struggling up to 40,000 turtles a year. For the next is a population is another factor contributing to Australian environment decline. For resource extraction is also a pressure on Australian environment. Other environmental issues in Australia including poor water quality, marine heat wave, increasing pressure on inhaled water system, and warming seas that have killed pets. And the Australian government has also announced the number of new targets to address this issue, including protecting 33% of Australian land and 30% of its ocean by 2030, doubling the number of indigenous ranges to 3,800 by the end. Next slide is a main economy in Australia. As we can see that the top 5 of the main economy was contributed in healthcare, retail, construction, education, public administration, food industry and transportation sector with over 5% and above compared to other sector industry. So next slide is the organizational. This is a part of the organizational and the World Association of Austria, which United Nations, the Commonwealth of Nations, Multilateral Bank, MICTA, which consists Mexico, Indonesia, the Republic of Korea, Turkey, and Austria, and the last is G20. Next is Oceania. Oceania is the comprised of Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia, and it is territorial sense which the largest region on the Earth. Next slide is the history. The history of Oceania was in 17th until 18th century, which Dutch, Spanish, Portuguese, British, and France explored the Pacific island. Captain James Cook is the person who is the beginning the European colonization, which arrived in Austria and New Zealand. During in the 19th and 20th century, the European power is established colonized in Oceania by France, Spanish, Portugal, Germany, and also Great Britain. And the process of decolonization was begun in 20th century, which Australia gained independence in 1901 and New Zealand in 1907. The other country especially is after World War II. So the culture Oceania, there are four languages. The common use in Oceania is France, Tok Pisin, which is the Papua Guinea, Hindi and English, while religion is Christian, Hinduism, Islam, and also Buddhism. The next slide is the sub-region of Oceania have four, which consist Micronesia, Melanesia, Polynesia, and also Australasia. Micronesia has six, which Northern Mariana Islands, Guam, Palau, Federated State of Micronesia, Marshall Islands, and Kiribati. Northern Mariana Island and Guam, which have the similar main economy, but the capital in Mariana Island is Saipan. Meanwhile, Guam is the Hakna. For Federated Micronesia, capital is in Palikir, and the main economy was agriculture and fishing. Negeri is the capital of Palau, and the main economy was tourism, agriculture, and fishing. Marshall Island is the over 42,000 population, and the capital was in Majuro, with the main economy is agriculture and tourism also. The capital of Kiribati was in Tawara, and the main economy is fishery and export copra. Next, we are going to Melanesia. Melanesia consists of seven, which of Papua New Guinea, Nauru, Solomon Island, Vanuatu, Fuji, and New Caledonia. The capital of Papua New Guinea is Port Moresby, which the main economy is natural gas, mining, tourism, and also agriculture. Nauru has 13,000 of population, and the capital of Nauru is Yaren, which the main economy is mining. Different with Solomon Island, it has 740,000 of population, and the main economy agriculture, mining, tourism, and fishery, and the capital of Honaira. While Vanuatu, the capital city of Port Vila, and the main economy is agriculture, fishery, tourism, and also financial service. Fiji, with the population over 912,000 in the capital of Suva, have a good economy in tourism, agriculture, and have natural resources. While New Caledonia, it has 278,000 population, and the capital city of Nomia is a good economy in nickel and smelting. Next slide is Australasia. Australasia, which consists two countries, Australia and New Zealand. Canberra, which the capital city of Australia and has 25 million population, and the main economy is forestry, agriculture, fishing, service, manufacturing, mining, and construction. Different to New Zealand, the capital city is in Wellington with over 5 million of population, and the source economy is agriculture and service. Next slide is Polynesia. Polynesia is a part of French Polynesia, Tuvalu, Cook Island, New American Samoa, Samoa, Tonga, Tokelau, Hawaii, West and Futuna, Pitcairn Island, and Easter Island. French Polynesia is the capital city in Papeete. Is the main source of economy is tourism, agriculture, and fishing, while Tuvalu is the small population over 11,000 and the capital city of Funafuti, and the main economy was fishing and tourism. Cook Islands, with the capital city in Avarua, is the main economy of tourism, while Niue is capital city of Alofi, and the main economic source is agriculture. American Samoa, which the 44,000 population and the capital city in the Pago Pago, and the main economy is tuna fishing and processing. In Samoa, the capital city is Apia, and the most of the main economy is agriculture, tourism, fishing, and manufacturing. Meanwhile, in Tonga, the capital city is Nuku'alofa, and the main economy is agriculture and tourism. Tokelau, they are non-capital of city, but the largest city in the Tokelau is Atafu, and the main economy in Tokelau is agriculture and fishing. Hawaii is the most favored attraction in the sector tourism, agriculture, and trade, and the capital city is Honolulu. Wales and Futuna have good source in agriculture, fishing, and tourism in the capital city of Matautu, while Pitcairn Island is the smaller island with 34%, and the capital city is Adamstown, which is good in agriculture, tourism, and craft. Next is Easter Island, which is the main economy of the agriculture, fishing, government sector, transportation, and tourism, and the capital city of Hanggaroa.
Oceania climate, a geographically varied area featuring climates that range from arid desert to lush tropical forests as well as landform that includes towering mountains, inland swamp, and coral reefs. Mostly hot and humid all year long without true seasons, through some airy sea winds, ocean currents, and rainfall changes. Low islands may receive varying rain from winds, leading to lush forests and in some and dry wetlands on others. More residents live in the Pacific, Western Pacific, where rainfall exceeds 80 inches annually. In tropical regions, strong trade winds blow east, while farther from the equator, winds blow west to east. Weather can be affected by major storm and El Nino events. Higher places are cooler and receive more rain, especially on windward slopes. Thunderstorms are common, but tropical storms can be much more threatening, sometimes developing into hurricanes, which can severely damage land and communities. Oceania environmental problems. The most devastating natural catastrophe in Hawaii past happened when a tsunami hit the city of Hilo on April 1st, 1946, resulting in 159 fatalities. A tsunami that hit Papua New Guinea on July 17, 1998 resulted in over 2,100 fatalities, 1,000 injuries, and left an additional 10,000 displaced.
Overall, Oceania is the most of the agriculture, fishing, mining, tourism, and energy in the economic sector. The Organizational and World Association of Oceania is the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, which called APEC. Oceania, which consists Papua New Guinea, Australia, and New Zealand, is the part of the national that contribute from 21 countries, and the Oceania Customs Organizational Secretariat (OCO) was established by the head of Oceania to promote efficiency, effectiveness in all aspects of region custom administration. Next slide is Antarctica. Antarctica is the world's southernmost and fifth largest continent. The landmass is almost fully covered by a vast ice sheet. Antarctica, also known as the world's highest, driest, winnest, fullest, and highest continent. History of Antarctica was in early speculation and Polynesia exploration, which the Maori tradition suggests early Polynesia navigation southward by Wati Ragiora in 7th century, but lack archaeological evidence. In 16th until 17th century is the early of European foray which consists Anthony de la Roche explored South Georgia. Next is the James Cook was the first to cross the Antarctic Circle and postulated an exit of the frozen continent. In 18th century, Fabian von Bellenshausen sighted the famed ice reef and becoming the first to see Antarctica. Late in 16th until 20th century, the Robert Falcon Discovery Expedition conducted valuable scientific research, while Ernest Shackleton Nimrod expedition within 100 miles of the South Pole. In the same time, Roald Amundsen team and Robert Falcon Scott team was reached and South Pole race was reached. In 1914, Shackleton and the race was trapped in ice for the survival and rescue effort. 20th century were the mechanical age which Richard Beard is the first light over the South Pole. Caroline Michelson became the first woman to visit Antarctica, and in 1955 until 1958 the Commonwealth Antarctica Expedition Archive. In mid-20th century until present, which the establishment of Antarctica research to base advanced scientific. In over 5,000 population in Antarctica which the region of Christian and have three of language which Russian, Spanish and English.
Antarctica climate. Antarctica is the Earth's coldest continent, yet a significant portion is warming at one of the highest rates, following only some areas of the Arctic. Antarctica is the fifth largest continent on Earth. Being almost twice the size of Australia, it encircles the South Pole and is encircled by the Southern Ocean. Nearly the entire Antarctic continent is enveloped by a dense ice layer with an average depth about 2 kilometers. The deepest ice in Antarctica is believed to be almost 5,000 meters thick. This frozen continent significantly influences our worldwide climate and, in return, is directly impacted by shifts in the global climate, which means Antarctica and the climate are deeply interconnected. Antarctica environmental problem. West Antarctica is warming rapidly, causing ice to melt faster than in other regions. This melting affects local wildlife as krill populations are declining due to reduced sea ice, leading to fewer Adeline penguins that rely on them for food. Global warming is causing Antarctic ice to melt, which contributes to raising sea level worldwide. This rise happens from added water and the expansion of warm water. As temperature continues to rise, sea level rise is expected to increase. In New Zealand, coastal towns and infrastructure are at risk of flooding and erosion due to a sea level rise.
There is no economic activity in Antarctica outside fishing off the coast and small-scale tourism. Although charcoal, hydrocarbon, iron, platinum, copper, chromium, nickel, gold, and other minerals have been discovered in Antarctica, they are not present in sufficient quantity to enable profitable exploration. The Protocol on Environment Protection to the Antarctica Treaty of 1991 also limits any activity linked to natural resources. In 1998, an agreement resulted in the ban of an unlimited period from exporting the mineral resources of this continent. The organizational and the World Association is the Antarctica Treaty in 1959 to determine Antarctica to establish it has a zone free of nuclear tests and its disposal of radioactive waste. IAATO is a member organization founded in 1991 to advocate and promote the practice of safe and environmentally responsible private sector traveled to the Antarctic.